Another job. You see, I'm going to talk a little louder, project my voice because I'm not mic'd up. Perfect. So, yeah. You might want to put it on. Okay. We are live. It says that, right? Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Hodge. And this is a patient of mine, a friend of mine. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is. Can I go off?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My name is Tayo Topa, and
Tayo.
Tayo Topa.
Yeah. Y'all follow her on the gram. TAYO.
SAD. Sade.
Yeah.
Sade.
So, Tayo.Sade. Please follow her movement. Give her energy on the Instagram. Cannabis community. So, what are we here for today, man?
I am here to get my cannabis card.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I'm going to explain to everyone how easy it is to find a physician. One, you got to find a physician that's signed up to make medicinal cannabis recommendations here in Georgia. There's 17 applicable diseases you are suffering from.
Sickle cell disease.
So, she has sickle cell disease. And my question to you is, sickle cell has been on the registry here in Georgia since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
4 years. What the hell took you so long?
See, I think 4 years, what took me so long is not knowing, like saying, do I really need cannabis? Because I have very minimal visits sometimes. I'm like, okay, so do I need it? Do I not need it?
Right.
But then, I was pushing everybody else to get it. And
You've been a huge advocate.
I was pushing everybody else, but me personally.
Why aren't you practicing what you preach?
And you know what? And that's what I said. I got to practice what I preach. So
right.
I said, I have literally pushed everybody to your website.
Thank you.
And so I was like, okay, I have to push myself to the website because I do need it as well. I need it for different things, not knowing the different
what different things?
Educate
us.
Sometimes it's pain, chronic pain. Sometimes I go through episodes when I'm at home and I'm like, okay, I don't like going to the doctor and certain things. I'm like, maybe I can find something else to take. And I know you're always telling me not to take ibuprofen, and I am big on taking ibuprofen for everything. And so I keep saying in the back of my head, I say, don't take that.
Don't take
and I'm taking
anti-inflammatories.
And I'm taking it like Skittles.
But you want to be on dialysis?
No, I don't.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday?
No.
What kind of schedule you want?
I don't want a schedule. So
you want heart disease?
No, I don't.
You want to jump off this building? Huh? We're on the first floor. You want to jump?
No.
Man.
I want to live a healthy life.
Okay, well-being.
Yes.
So it's going to help you with your pain crisis.
With my pain crisis.
It's going to help reduce pain crises. So it's preventative too.
Mm-hmm.
And preventative.
And some anxiety. Sickle cell causes anxiety and different other things.
Talk about it.
Sickle cell causes other mental issues
that
people are not actually, that people are not paying attention to. So it's not just sickle cell, it's the mental side effects of the disease that you need to take care of because that's causing you to go into more crisis. So I'm like, okay, is my anxiety causing me to go in crisis, or is it a pain crisis? Is it in my head, or is it a pain crisis?
Absolutely. Because it's hard to
differentiate. So therefore, I'm like, okay, I need to make sure I'm doing something for both.
Leadership at its best. And she's heavily involved with the sickle cell community out here. She's where are you on the board? You're not on the board.
I'm not on the board, but I am on the leadership development team. So we do camp, we plan camp, we plan activities for the kids throughout the year.
Right.
Mentor kids. I have a couple of mentees. And that's basically it. Anything else involving sickle cell advocacy?
Absolutely. And real brief about sickle cell, since 2015, it has been legal here in Georgia for you to possess medicinal cannabis once you receive a card. You're allowed to carry 20 ounces of this low THC cannabis oil. So in lieu of the hydroxyurea, You don't have to take all those opioids. The antidepressants aren't working. The anti-anxiolytics that she spoke about, when you have sickle cell, that causes chronic intractable pain. They have a life expectancy of 40 years of age. Yeah, you're going to be stressed and anxious. It's hard to get your prescriptions filled. So that makes them feel more alone and isolated by these pharmacists and by these techs, because they're looking at them, because they look pretty great, but usually at the age of 20, they had suffered strokes that you and I would suffer when we were in 50s and 60s and 70s. They had heart attacks that you and I would have suffered from in 40s and 50s, and they're doing this at 15. They're having eye problems, ophthalmic issues, ton of eye blindness, and that happens in 70s, 80s, that happens at 20s and 30s. They're losing organs. So chronic pain, depression, sickle cell, all together. But you're here now. We now have 17 diseases. So this is the easy part, man. You're here. I got her history. I got her physical. We're doing another history. I'll do a simple physical exam. I weigh you, get a blood pressure, and then I put your information into the Department of Public Health. And within 48 hours, patients typically get a call. That's why we have your phone number. So we also have your email. So if you missed that phone call from the DPH, you're going to get an email stating that your card has been printed and ready for pickup.
So I guess you're gonna
go. Every city is in a county. Every county has their own Department of Public Health here in Georgia. So on your application, you put your home address. That county where your home address is, they're going to give you a call. So once you go get your card, you pay them $25. That's for processing. That pays their staff. That pays for the toner. And carry your card. I'm a patient, as you know. I recommend laminating the card. I'm a patient. So you laminate your card and you're allowed to carry 20 ounces of low THC oil. Questions? Go ahead now.
Okay, so
20 ounces. What is this? This is 12 ounces.
Okay.
So you're allowed to carry basically 2 of these of cannabis oil. And it's for tinctures, sublingual, under your tongue.
That's it.
That's
part of it.
That's it. But the caveat, we live in a part-time legislative state. Georgia is a part-time legislative state. So we write law starting January. We end law starting in April. So at the end of April, what do you anticipate? Well, what we anticipate in the cannabis community is we're going to expand our delivery methods. I'm a physician, but I'm also a patient. I want to vape. Do you want to vape? No, you don't want to vape. You want edibles?
I don't know. Those are the things I don't know.
We don't know. So
I don't.
The jug is up with Big Pharma and how we used to treat our bodies. Cannabis and these drugs, right? These pharmaceuticals, it's no one size fits all. If we both took a Percocet, my side effect is going to be different than your side effects. How much is absorbed is going to be different than how much she absorbs. It's based off of weight, based off what we ate. Gender has a difference in how we metabolize medication. Different races metabolize medications differently too. So that one size fits all is complete BS. And cannabis is the same. There's over 100 different types of strands. So, and there's all types of ratios. So there's no one size fits all, I recommend most of my patients, try the whole gamut of delivery. You never know what is going to be most efficacious for you. Inhalation is the most efficacious way to take cannabis. You can inhale to effect, but that's not on our bill. But inhalation only lasts 3 hours. Tincture can last up to 48 hours. Yeah. But you might get benefits from patches. You might want to use suppositories. So what I predict in Georgia at the end of our legislative session, which will happen in April, starts in January. Just to recap, April, we will have expanded delivery methods to be inclusive of vaping, edibles. I would love to have drinks and topicals, transdermals, and suppositories so we can treat end-of-life symptoms better. If you have any swallowing issues, any dysphagia, you're not excluded. Cannabis is for everyone. If you think it's for you, we want everyone to have a chance to use it despite your disability, or condition. So that's it, pretty much. So once you get this card, you're allowed to carry, again, 20 ounces of oil. It's also a caregiver card. So if you have a kid or a parent or someone that can't speak for themselves, that can't legally sign for themselves, you can sign yourself up to be a caregiver, and you are allowed to possess the medication and administer to the patient. So it's a patient card. It's also a caregiver card. And it's also it's an immediate reciprocity card. So if everyone knows what the word reciprocity, now Georgia makes 34 medicinal cannabis states. Again, 34 medicinal cannabis states. You got to have a card. You have to see a physician. 11 states in the capital of our country is recreational. It's regulated like beer. Over 21, you can go into a dispensary. But if she wanted to travel and spend some of her post-tax dollars too, maybe you want to go to Hawaii, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Hawaii is a medical state like Georgia, but they have different medical laws. She can go there right now and get 4 ounces of cannabis every 25 days with her card here from Georgia. She can also get the edibles there. She can participate and get topicals at dispensaries. That's regulated, that's clean. So that's what reciprocity means. You can participate in their state law and vice versa. So if you're coming from Hawaii, you can't, just because you are inhaling in Hawaii as a medical patient, in Georgia, you got to adhere to our laws, which is just oil only. So that's what the card is. Yeah. Got it? Yeah, so this card, you can't grow a home yet. That's Illinois. That's down the road for Georgia. But even in Illinois, starting January 2020, patients can grow 5 plants at home, So let's push for that. Let's push to grow our own medication as patients.
So the edibles are not legal?
Edibles are illegal.
Okay.
As of now.
Okay.
As of now.
Okay.
As of now. As of now. They are illegal. As of now. Vaping is illegal as of now. There's been 9 cities that have been decriminalized as far as possessing cannabis. But again, that's, it's not arrestable, but yeah, it still goes on your record. You just can't get arrested.
Okay.
So don't let it be an illusion of freedom. It definitely, if you think cannabis can help you, check the website. There's 17, again, applicable diseases. I don't think in Georgia right now we need to add more diseases. What we need to focus our efforts on is expanding delivery methods. So, we all can act as one on expanding delivery methods. I think we're going to be really effective, and we'll get it done. But let's all get on the same page and let's expand delivery methods so no patient is left behind. My COPDers, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, those patients can inhale. It's going to help them. It's a bronchodilator. It's going to help with that inflammation. It's going to help them. Those inhalers are costing them almost $800 post-tax dollars, and that's with insurance.
Just wanted to let some of your viewers know that you see them who have given shouts out. Cujo Gritty, Grand Rising.
King Cujo. Hope you got some rest.
Lion Juice has a question. What other states can you go to?
Hawaii was the first state that accepted the reciprocity law. So I'm assuming by 2020 that the other 33 medical states will grant reciprocity. We're waiting on Florida to get their stuff together because that's very close to Georgia, and they have whole leaf. So once their reciprocity program is up, then we can safely cross the border Because again, without the state recognizing reciprocity, once you cross the border, you broke federal law. You understand? So right now it's just Hawaii.
Okay,
Good question.
Ms. Muffin wants to know, what are the 17 diseases?
Jeez, man, let's start with sickle cell. We got cancer. We have sickle cell cancer. We just added autism, chronic pain, peripheral neuropathy, Crohn's disease. There's a skin disease called epidermolysis bullosa. Yeah, that's one. ALS. Any hospice less than 6 months to live, you definitely qualify. What else we have? We have Lou Gehrig's, I say ALS, Parkinson's disease. What else am I missing? Man, check the website. Come on now, this ain't SATs. But yeah, there's a lot of them. Crohn's, Parkinson's, ALS. Mitochondrial disease is another one. Next question.
Is lupus one?
Lupus is an autoimmune disease. And but lupus doesn't have to be on there because the number one problem that people with lupus complain about is chronic pain. So we added Governor Deal added chronic pain last year. That's old news. Come on now. So of course, lupus, anything that causes chronic pain, and chronic pain by definition is pain that lasts more than 6 months, or any pain that requires an opioid. As a state, we want you to take cannabis versus opioids.
Supreme helped you out. He told you that, well, he's
Big Supreme, what up, King? Keep blessing the world, baby.
PTSD is one, and Nancy helped you out.
Thank
She
you.
said that fibromyalgia, is that one?
Yeah, fibromyalgia causes chronic pain, so that's on there. But PTSD was actually added with chronic pain by Governor Deal. So that was last year. So post-traumatic stress disorder, there's no blood test, there's no x-rays. I can't order a CT MRI scan of your head. All I have to do is listen with my ears to diagnose PTSD. So post-traumatic stress disorder, you don't have to experience it. You could have just witnessed it. And if that changes behavior for more than 6 months, be clear. If the witnessing the event or experiencing the traumatic event changes your behavior for more than 6 months, it goes from adjustment disorder to now you have post-traumatic stress disorder. And with PTSD, cannabis definitely helps improve night terrors. It helps get dopamine back into the brain, so that improves your depression, improves your anxiety. So cannabis definitely helps.
It was
Peace is Supreme. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
no, go ahead.
Go ahead,
There's
baby.
something on it that said veterans. Is that connected to PTSD? I did see veterans. Is that just veterans?
No,
Okay,
veterans.
it has to be.
Great question. So why do you think they always associate veterans with PTSD? Let me make it loud. Why do they associate veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder? Why do you think so?
Because most of them experience it from war, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
They thought we were that dumb too. You know, they did.
Mhm.
They did. So when they come up with tests,
Mhm.
things are stats, right? Numbers. So when you come up with these tests, we worry about these two words: sensitivity and specificity. What's going to catch majority of population, even though we know that 20-30% of the population that this colonoscopy won't detect your colon cancer, but as long as it detects 70% of the overall population, it's deemed a good test. It's cheap enough that everybody makes money, even though people will die. So post-traumatic stress disorder, a group of people, right? Hey, this is a real disease. People's lives are changed forever. It's debilitating. It can't work. We can't afford to give everyone is. So how should we package it? Veterans, they only make up 7% of this population. Now, in the brown and black communities, and in the white communities, but definitely in the brown and black communities, in the Hispanic communities, in the black communities, we are experiencing trauma just like veterans. But brown and black people make up 13% of this country. Mexicans make up 12%, Latinos make up another 12% of this country. That will break Medicare and Medicaid. It will break our country because everyone brown and black deserves or has the diagnosis of PTSD.
And that's what I was saying.
So these are all business decisions, but knowledge is power.
Yeah.
You know? So if we experience traumatic events on the playground. You're playing at 7 years old and your best friend gets shot in the back. Does that 7-year-old have PTSD?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of course. Or you're at home and someone kicks in your door and you see a big light and your dad's hauled away. Does the whole family have PTSD?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. That's not normal.
But it's too much to.
When you see a cop, what happens?
PTSD.
What happens physically when you see a cop?
You get scared.
What happens to your heart rate?
It goes up.
You have tachycardia. You ever get diaphoretic sweat? It can happen. It can happen. Is that normal when you see a civil servant that have tachycardia, this diaphoresis, to get all stressed out? When you see just a cop, a civil servant, is that normal behavior?
No.
That's not a normal. That's post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm.
That's undiagnosed PTSD. That's something that you witnessed. You didn't have to experience it. It's so prominent in our community that you automatically have physical symptoms. That's not normal. You should feel safe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So don't when people package stuff to you, when they put it in a nice bow and say, eat this, question it. Mm-hmm. Question it. Next one.
Afro D. He says, can a Georgia medical cannabis license be recognized in other states that offer medical cannabis?
Yeah, this again, our card is a patient card, it's a caregiver card, and it's also a reciprocity card. So states are starting to link up. The other 33 states, Hawaii is the first state to recognize reciprocity. So with your Georgia card, you can go to Hawaii and participate in Hawaii state law.
And that exposure agrees in regards to veterans, and PTSD is because of trauma from war and experiences in combat. Yeah. And salute to all my veterans. Definitely no shade. I just wanted to educate everybody about the diagnosis. It's just not exclusive just to veterans, We all can experience PTSD. That's all. Hooch 410 says, can you maintain a license to carry a firearm and a medical card at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can prove it to you.
Awesome.
You sure can. There has been no state, there's been no medical state where your concealed license permit was revoked. No state. There's been talks, but no state. And it's your Second Amendment. Cannabis will not go. And just so you prove it, I got both. I have my concealed license to carry, and I also have my cannabis card. All right? Guns and butter. Guns and butter. Yeah. Any questions? You have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
So people most are like, where am I gonna get it? I got the car, but where did I get the oil?
Oh yes, I mean.
Are you growing it at home?
No. But I see.
Magic butter?
The thing is that I listen to you all the time, so I do know that you do provide. You do tell us, not provide. You don't provide, but you tell us.
I just make the recommendations.
Yes, you make the recommendation of where to go.
Yes. Yeah, I can tell you what I'm representing real physicians. I was a physician before I got hurt, but did I ever practice off empirical evidence? No. does that oncologist take the chemo and say, this is the best chemo for you? No. No. To all my constituents, I made the same mistake. I made the same mistake. We took an oath to first do no harm. First do no harm. Before, we went to school like everybody goes to school, and we went to med school, but when we got our white coat and said, hey, we're doctors now, first do no harm. We all repeated it. The second thing we said was to practice medicine based off empirical evidence. Not what's in books, not what they take us out to dinner to, not what they fly us out to, not the fancy commercials. What do we put in our bodies? What do we recommend? So before I got hurt, I wrote all types of medications that I never took based off a book, which is a salesman. You know what I'm saying? And we took an oath not to do that. But then I got hurt. I became desperate. I broke my neck. I took all the opioids. I took the benzos. I was on Ambien, and nothing touched my depression. It didn't touch my chronic nerve pain. And so I said, let me try this cannabis. So now I'm practicing empirical evidence. So I make recommendations, but I'm only going to recommend products which I take. I'm telling you, I'm only going to tell you what I put in my body every day.
And that's why I come to you, because people don't know. I don't tell anybody, but I don't go to the regular doctor often with sickle cell. Just to say. But I do tell people to go and see who they need to see. But I also tell them, go to your doctor if you feel like you need to go to your doctor. But I say you also want to go to the doctor who's trying to get you off the meds. So those are and I have not gotten a card, but I also know I do other things in order to maintain my health. But I'm just so holistic. My mom raised me like that. Smart. So it's always been hard for me to just listen to what a normal physician has said. And so
but how many millions do?
Yes.
How many millions do?
So many people say the same thing. So I'm like, okay, I don't, and this is probably going to be my first real, first real doctor. I don't really go, and it's bad, but it's just how I was raised. And so to get that, I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it because I'm like, you're getting people off the opioids, and I'm like, I would prefer that versus me going and I'm taking. I have to take morphine and Toradol and so many different things, and then I have to take a Benadryl just to calm the effects down, and something else to calm that effect down. And I'm like, I can't handle. I'm throwing
Bricks
up.
Coming out the butt.
Yes, I'm throwing up, and you know. So it's I'm happy to finally be here. I know he's mad. I see him all the time, and I'm always like, Dr. Hodge.
I follow her on the gram too. No, I'm not mad. I'm happy that you're finally here. But I am mad at. Not mad, but I am. Silence kills it. So everyone that's in the green closet, come out.
Yes,
let people know what you're doing.
That is true.
Everyone's coming out anyway, but come out the green closet. If there's 12.5 million Georgians, I would assume that 6 million of us are already quietly using.
Well, I'm not. What?
So come out the green closet and help the movement. Your silence sucks. Your silence just sucks.
And you know what? And that's why I'm here, because I noticed my silence.
You use it, but show them your card.
Yeah, I noticed my silence suck, and I know I have an impact that I can make, and I'm like, my silence is not.
It's sucky. It's sucky.
Not helping. And I'm seeing it. I'm like, why people are not at Dr. Hodge's office right now?
Yeah.
And I would say that all the time in my head, and I'm like, I'm not there.
You're not there.
So
not there.
I can't,
Yeah.
But I'm here, and so I'm an official advocate.
Sickle Cell, baby. Yeah, she's an official advocate. So follow her leadership. If you've been quietly using, take your hand, slap yourself.
I haven't been using. So I'm on live right now.
So all my masochists out there, man, don't do it for pleasure. Slap yourself. Come out the green closet. 17 diseases. If the benefits outweigh the outcomes, right? If the benefits outweigh the negative outcomes in this side effect profile that you're taking, these medications that you're taking, give cannabis a try. I'm not saying this for everyone, but if you believe that the benefits do outweigh some of these negative outcomes that you are dealing with traditional medications, give it a try, And if you are talking about it, you should definitely be using it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Every day. Every day. And last, right, is again, let's expand delivery methods to edibles, vaping, inhalation, patches, transdermal, topicals, and suppositories. Let's expand law, man. Let's expand delivery methods, man, so we're not criminals. And let's get
Tile.
No,
me?
Tile.
Not talking to me.
Let's get statewide decriminalization ASAP. Woo. I'm glad I didn't have a bad movie on. Them days is over, man. So it's on the phone now. It's on the internet. What if I had some stuff playing? Damn, put me on Front Street.
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
this ain't a studio, man. It's a doctor's office. So
yes.
Yeah. So deal with it. Deal with it.
First rule 1 says if you have nausea from taking the chemo pill for 5 years, are you a candidate for the oil?
Yeah. Well, you had cancer, so cancer is indeed been on the bill since 2015. We all know that cancer can come back. I hope that's not your fortune, but you're in remission right now. So the steady fight cancer so it doesn't come back. Yeah, get on cannabis ASAP. And it's going to definitely help your nausea. There's been a drug called Dronabinol, and that's been on the market, I believe, since 1998. And that's for chemotherapy-associated nausea, and it's for AIDS wasting. So that was Big Pharma came up with that, in 1998. And that's for chemotherapy-associated nausea and AIDS wasting. It helps you gain weight and helps control the nausea. But full plant, the natural thing, is 100 times better, bro. So make an appointment. I'll see you soon.
Well, I just wants to know, how long does it take to renew your card? And
to renew your card, once you go on the website and follow the link, you'll have your card renewed within 24 hours. Sunrise to sunset, baby. Easy.
Aphrodite is trying to get us in trouble. She knows.
What's she saying?
She just wants to ask.
What's she saying?
Does the Georgia Cannabis card allow you to carry the flowers?
No. At this point in time, you have to live in those 9 cities that you're allowed to carry, that have been decriminalized, and you won't go to jail. But the test kits are coming, Gwinnett County, and even in the school system in Gwinnett, they're not going after any cannabis because it could be cannabis or hemp. There's no reliable test right now, but the tests are coming. I predict they're about within 6 months out. So yeah, man, it's just a little grace period right now, but don't get comfortable.
Hey, Ashley, she wants to know, does cannabis help EPI? Keys in the kitchen.
What the hell is EPI?
I know. See, I'm not a medical person.
Yeah, I'm about to duck, man. EPI coming.
I was like, I'll read it, but
EPI.
What's EPI, Ash?
Sound like some voodoo on the way, man. Am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it?
Something.
What's
new.
EPI,
Tell
man?
CNN.
Yeah, man. I never heard of that, man. What is that, man? What kind of acronym is that? Yeah.
Hooch, just DM him.
Yeah, just DM me.
He loves to link and get involved with further information.
All right.
Christy 13_G says she is green and she is proud.
Christy, thanks for being proud. Thanks for being a strong advocate. I love the leadership.
Snacks. Back at you, Aretha Butler.
Aretha, what's up? Everyone, man. We're doing a great job. Let's continue to stick together, man. Let's all agree on, hey, in-state decrim, immediate expungement of nonviolent cannabis crimes, and let's expand delivery methods. And then by the end of April, let's sign it into law, you know? And let's have maybe not 50, let's have 100 dispensaries. No one should drive more than a half hour to get medication. And let's get delivery right away. Let's get transportation right away. And if you believe in it, talk to your kids, talk to people with degrees, talk to everybody getting to the jobs, man. Type in cannabis jobs in Atlanta or cannabis jobs in Georgia in your browser every day. There's jobs popping up every day. You know, they're looking for a buyer too and a brand developer, Ceterius. So y'all apply. Yeah.
Christy 13_G says yes. I tell you, topical THC cream works wonders on her arthritis.
Yeah.
Key T Mac 99 says I tried it and I love it. It has literally changed my life and helped me function daily.
See, she knows. We all know.
She said she got a card a few months ago.
Yeah.
And see the little icon she is, but yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
First
and we're just beginning too.
Thank you. First World One says awesome information. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Di Bartolo, One Love King.
Di Bartolo.
Christy
Since day one, King. Yeah.
Christy, where are you? She says she's not in Georgia.
Christy, you gotta find you one in that's, but you come to the site for info, but you gotta get you a doc out there wherever you live, you know? Or come move to Georgia, man. Georgia's popping. It's dope, man. You'll love Georgia.
She loves clowning. She wants to know when will they add PMS because the struggle is real.
PMS, if PMS is causing yeah, I don't think they're gonna add PMS. But I know the struggle must be real, man. Just keep the attitude cool, you know? Yeah, and the high flashes. It might help with high flashes. I think cannabis can help reduce high flashes. And it's definitely gonna help with the dopamine, but you know, I guess you gotta CBD it until then. You know, CBD yourself.
Okay, so Ashley says EPI is exocrine, pancreatic insufficiency.
Got it. Does that cause pain? Does it cause chronic pain? I believe it does. There you go. Okay, EPI is covered.
Exclusive experience. Doc, when is the next educational session?
My handler's putting something together at the I think next month. We'll do something. We'll do a something educational and talk about the current affairs of cannabis. You guys are all waiting for this 7-member Georgia Access Medical Cannabis Committee to be formed. We can talk about it. And then that committee is going to make all the rules of procurement and outline everything for the next 5 years as far as cannabis. So the questions as far as disease recommendations and treatments, keep them coming in my DM. But once this committee is formed, as far as applications and dispensaries and, you know, how far from this church and what about our county, start addressing those questions to these 7 people, the Georgia Access Medical Cannabis Committee. So keep the DMs coming, keep the questions coming. I love it.
And so that I can save the live feed because your battery is going to die so that others can watch. I'm going to go ahead and end here now.
All right. Peace, man. Love y'all.
Thank you, guys.
Big love to Tayo, please. Thank you so much. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you
did. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That was awesome.
That was good.
Did you learn anything?
I learned a lot.
That's what's up.
But no, I always do. But so I'm like, okay.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. Give me a hug. Good. Oh, thanks so much. I'll get back to these patients. You're good to go. Thank you so much.
Right.
Appreciate you.
Is that it, right?
That's it. Yeah, I'm just trying to end so I can talk to you. And it keeps going.